Hello friends, I'm Swapna Shetty. In this video, we are discuss about filters, how to apply filters to a servlet. So basically filters are container managed Java class whose instance intercepts the calls of the web components in a request response cycle. So it is meant for either assisting or monitoring the servlets. So before visiting the servlets, first filters are visited. So an object that is invoked at the pre-processing and the post-processing of a request is nothing but a filter object. That is, filters are invoked before the servlet is called and also after the servlet's execution, and it is mostly used to perform filtering tasks such as logging purpose, encryption and decryption, validating the input, and so on. Servlet filter is pluggable. That is, we will have this filter details in web.xml page like similar to a servlet, like we have a servlet registration section and servlet mapping section. Similarly, we also have filter registration section and the filter mapping section. If we remove the filter entry in web.xml page, that means filter is automatically removed from the application so that the maintenance cost will be less. So here in this figure you can see that first F1, that is the first request, has went to the server, so filter 1 and filter 2 are invoked before the server, and then after the server also both the filters are invoked, and finally response is sent to the client. So basically similar to a servlet API, we also have filter API, which has got three interfaces in Java X.Servlet package, like filter interface, filter chain, and filter config interface. So in a filter interface, we need to implement the filter interface in order to create any filters, and which provides the lifecycle method similar to a servlet, like we have init and destroy. So instead of a service or do get or do post, we have do filter method, which accepts three arguments, that is servlet, request, response, and the filter chain object. So init method, it is accepting filter config interface object, that is similar to the servlet config, which encapsulates the initialization and the context information. So it is invoked only once and are used to initialize the filter. And do filter method is invoked for each user request, and it is used to perform filtering tasks. And destroy method is invoked only once when the filter is taken out of the server. And in filter chain interface, we have got only one method, that is do filter, which accepts only two arguments of request and response, which is different from the do filter method, that is the lifecycle method. So that is basically do filter method with three arguments is a lifecycle method, whereas do filter method with two arguments, it mainly used to pass the control to the next filter or the next resource. So let's see an example of how to use a filter. So I just create a new dynamic project, web project. Project name is filter sample, use 2.5 version, and next, and say finish. So you can see filter sample project got created, and this first I require a HTML file in which I just give a link so that when I click a link it goes to the servlet. So I name it as index.html, in which I just give a link. That is href equals to my servlet. Where's it? So I need a servlet first. So new servlet in a package com.educators with a class name. I name it as my servlet. In which I just require a doGet method just to display that welcome to servlet. So first we need to add the jar file. So servlet API jar file. So build path, configure build path, add external jars in the Tomcat directory in the lib folder, add servlet API.jar file. So in the doGet method, I would just write like response dot response dot set content type of text or HTML. Then response dot get writer would give me a print writer object. So import from IO package and just say out dot println welcome to servlet and out dot close. So servlet is written. Now I write a filter within the same package com.educators. Class name is my filter. Click on next. This is a URL pattern my filter. Click on next and say finish. So my filter is implementing filter interface in which I have destroy method, do filter and init method. So do filter is it is by default showing that the request to be passed along with the filter chain. So first here I just need the same print writer object. So I use the same. So I just print like out dot print ln filter is invoked before and pass the request to the next resource in the chain, and then again the filter would be invoked. To check that, I'm just printing out.println filter is invoked after. So let's see how filter is registered in web.xml page. So you can see servlet is registered and under which filter is also registered. So I just changed the URL pattern. I give the same as that of servlet here so that the filter will be applied to that particular servlet. So filter can be applied to as many resources as required. It can be applied to a JSP file, a HTML file, a servlet and so on. So save this web.xml page and close, and then run the HTML file. Run on server. So you can find a link called visit. So when I clicked link, first the filter is invoked before, and then it is printing welcome to servlet. So you can see that filter is invoked before and servlet is invoked then. But again, the control is not going back to the filter because in my servlet class, I have just closed the out object. So we need to remove this in order to print the message which is there in my filter. So let me run it again. Run on server. So click on the link, filter is invoked before, welcome to servlet, and filter is invoked after. So we can see that before invoking servlet, filter is invoked, and also after the servlet is executed, again the filter is invoked. That is, the filters are executed in a chain way. That is, first my filter in which we have printed filters invoked before, and when we call chain.do filter of request and response, this particular filter has been applied to the my servlet. So in a chain, the next resource is my servlet. So the control went to my servlet, printed welcome to servlet, again the control came back and printed filter is invoked after. So that's all with the session. Thank you.